The CDC, or the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, tells us that even before the pandemic or COVID, there has already been an increase in the suicide rate from year 2000 to year 2020. And in fact, they tell us that it has increased by 30%. 30%. That is not a small jump. In fact, it is an alarming jump. It tells us that a significant amount of people have fallen into depression, have fallen to lack of joy, to be unable to manage the problems and difficulties in their lives. And that is a big problem. They have lost peace. They have lost joy. In today's gospel, we can contrast that with Paul and Barnabas. They were beaten to death. Uh, Everyone joined in, uh, trying to beat them up. And then they were returned to jail. Uh, no medical treatment, nothing, with little food. In fact, the authorities even ordered the guard to put them at the safest place, meaning the place where they cannot escape at all, as if someone who's almost dead could escape. And so they were put in the innermost portion of the jail. And guess what the first thing they did once they entered jail? They sang songs of praise and worship. They were thanking God. These are people who got beaten up for doing nothing wrong, for not doing anything wrong. And yet, they, even though they have the most reason to be depressed, to complain, to whine, they sang songs of praise and worship. They were still filled with joy. And then an earthquake came and destroyed everything. And the guard that was supposed to guard them uh, fell asleep, lost consciousness because of this. And when he woke up, he saw that uh, the jail has been opened. And he was afraid that Paul, Barnabas, and the other prisoners might have already escaped. But especially Paul and Barnabas, who he had specific orders to ensure that they will not escape. And he was going to take his life because he was afraid to face the punishment of failing his task of making sure that Paul and Barnabas would remain intact in jail. But as he was about to kill himself, because he lost peace, he lost his joy, Paul and Barnabas called out to him, "Do not kill yourself. We are here." And that changed his heart. Immediately, the first thing he said was, "How will I be saved?" Because this guard saw Paul and Barnabas get beaten up, get persecuted, and yet was able to sing songs of praise and worship. And when they had the opportunity to escape, they remained in jail. These are people who are so on hold of themselves, who are so at peace that they nothing in this world could bother them, could break them. And that guard wanted that peace. Contrast that to him wanting to take his life because of his fear. He doesn't want to be afraid anymore. He doesn't want to be, uh, you know, in chaos. He wants the peace and joy that he saw in Paul and Barnabas. Because that is the life that Christ gives us, peace and joy. Christ does not promise to remove all our problems, but Christ does promise that we will be able to conquer them. And that is the secret of all saints and followers of Christ who are happy, who are joyful, who, despite having all difficulties, are able to smile and look forward to life because they know that life is from God. Brothers and sisters, 2 points of reflection. Has God given you that peace and joy? Well, of course He does. But the question is, are you receiving it? First point of reflection, Are you receiving that peace and joy from God? Second point of question, if you believe you do, is that what people see when they look at you? Are you like Paul and Barnabas who inspired that guard to lay on to fall down on his knees and ask, how will I be saved? How will I get that peace and joy that you have? Brothers and sisters, a sign of a real Christian is peace and joy. It's not having zero problems. It's not having all the riches of the world. No, it is having that peace and joy in Christ.